Hello, my darlings. This is your captain speaking. You know why I always say that? Like captain of Starfleet. So, when I was a kid, I always wanted, like, I don't know, the weirdest jobs on Earth, the hardest, just shit that people would look me right in the face and say, sis, that is not realistic. That is not a good idea. That is not a safe choice. You're a girl. You're not going to be doing that. Whatever. If you can do it, I can do it. There's some shit I don't want to do. You're right. It's not gender bias. It's I don't want to do that shit. Thank you, though. Because trust me, there's some woman jobs you don't want to do either. Even if you could, you would not want to. Everybody is good at something. Everybody has a specialty. Everybody trying to wear the same outfit does not allow you to find out what that specialty is. I had a hard childhood, especially in the early years, like 0 to 5. That was hard. It was difficult, and it like rewired my base, my foundation. But I had a deep desire to help people. I wanted to help everyone. I wanted to save everyone. I wanted to be a prison psychiatrist, so that the messed up inmates could, like, I don't know, disemburden themselves. My dad told me then and there, he said, ma'am, what are you gonna do when one of these inmates tells you their innermost fucking secrets and then wants to kill you because you're the only person on earth that knows? He was right. I never became a prison psychiatrist, but regular ass people are just like that. Tell you their innermost secrets and then want you to die because they're afraid of what you know about them. Well, if you were the kind of person who was gonna tell what you know about them, they would have never been comfortable enough to tell you in the first place. So, even though I didn't turn it into a profession, I've always had this strange gift of listening without judging. I know what it feels like to be evil, or at least to feel evil, just to not be able to connect with people, to not have empathy at some point, to not have remorse, to not have gratitude, all the above. Most people would rather die than say, I'm an asshole. That was on me. That's my fault. So even though I didn't go into psychiatric care of anyone, not as a profession, I took it up as a personal hobby. I've spent my whole entire life wondering why people do that, and then actually staying around long enough to find out why they do that. Even the bad guy, like when you can forgive even your abusers, it's not just because you're so holy and saint-like you just give forgiveness like coupons. That's not really how it works. The forgiveness is you backtrack it so far you figure out what fucked that person up and that's why they fucked you up. Maybe has nothing to do with you, it's just who they are. But it never took away my desire to work with kids or understand kids, help kids. What I found out was there are a lot of adults who are still in their childlike state of mind. They're actually just living from that place. They never did. They have not grown up yet. Age is a number. It does not mean maturity. It does not mean grown. It doesn't mean anything. It means the body got taller and the number keeps raising. But I don't mean age is just a number. Like, you can go ahead and hook up with just a number. That's not even what I'm pointing at. So don't take anything from this video and say that I condone that, because I sure as fuck don't. What I'm getting at is that us as a human collective have a lot of issues to deal with that we don't know how to get to, because when someone is traumatized enough, it is literally called dissociative amnesia. Like, your brain will block you from seeing what happened, even though you know something happened, because your body is constantly responding to triggers, but triggers you don't know are going to trigger you because you don't actually hold the memory, right? I mean, you do, but you don't. You can't see it, you just feel it. Well, I lived with years and years and years and years of psychological damage that's on the MK Ultra level. I mean, being attacked from every direction, but I cannot see any hands, right? It's literally called no touch harm, which is to make sure I don't leave any bruises on you or leave any marks or leave any evidence whatsoever that would allow you to show someone else you're being abused. However, it's still provable. And to those of you who are on my channel, you've probably experienced some tidbits, if not every bit of what I'm talking about. So, it took a very, very long time to find my way back to my center. And at my center, I'm calm, I'm okay, I can take in new information, I can have new interactions with people and not automatically panic, not automatically, well, I do assess. I can't just, I've had too much happen. I want to take you at face value, but even you might not know who you are, so I'm going to assess how you interconnect with me. Most of the time, people are hurt and they're needing a healing. And it turned out I'm really, really good at healing internal shit. I'm really, really good at healing emotions. I'm really good at healing thoughts. So, if you have found my channel and you find any need to feel better, I can help you with that. Because I'm not the person who's going to say, oh, you did nothing wrong, you're fine. It's not that. It's not that. I'm going to ask you what happened. I'm going to ask you to ask yourself. It's going to be private. No one's going to hear the answer but you. But when I ask you these questions, they're just meant for you to self-reflect on, and then you see what you come up with, because what you come up with is what's having to be dealt with inside of you, not inside of me. I went through so many trials and tribulations that made no sense. I just couldn't even make heads or tails out of it. So that by the time that I actually turned 30, I ended up in what I consider ground zero for me. I was just like, no, please, no, don't make me go there. And I had to, and it's like childhood wounds. It's like being drugged back to hell as your adult self. A lot of us are having to move back in with our parents or a relative or an ancestor. We're having to do something economically that is changing our living situation, that is deeply affecting our mental and emotional. Because you're in a place that's not your own place, you don't have say-so over anymore, or you're cohabitating with someone that you don't. Y'all could not be more different. All you have to do is make your boundaries. All you have to do, even if it's not your house and you're living in their house and it's like you need to be grateful because you're living in their house, been there, done it. You do need to create a space inside of that space that's for you, that is untouched by anything else. I have a yoga mat when I need to be just untouched. Just this fucking square I'm standing on is just mine and no one else's. You don't run shit here. You don't dictate my thoughts. I'm not your titles. Whatever. I'm just me, minus all y'all's expectations. That's my yoga mat for me. Because on my yoga mat, you shouldn't be walking across it. You don't have to talk to me right now. I planned for this, and there's a visual cue to anyone looking in on the situation that you are trying to relax, right? This is your space, and you don't expect to share it. Same with your time. Same with your finances. Same with, if you've made an agreement to share a certain amount or uphold a certain amount, stick to that agreement, because you only have to do what you said you would do. If they forced you into it, if they manipulated you into it, you're going to have to change those agreements. You're going to have to, usually we don't say something till we're mad. Empaths and healer type peoples, you just keep trying to cope with the situation. You keep trying to accommodate. You keep trying to appease. And honestly, the people you're trying to appease are very well aware you're that kind of person. They are very well aware that you're a people pleaser, that you'll probably give in first, that you're a nice guy. Let me tell you something. The nice guy shit's for the birds. There's a reason the rest of them aren't nice. You know why? Because stuff is not given. You have to take it. And I don't mean stealing. That is not what I mean. I mean, if you're the kind who will let it go, and let it go, and let it go, then those who are very comfortable with taking will come to you first. They won't even feel bad about it. They'll, in their mind, well, you wanted me to have it. I didn't take it from you. So, you have to be conscious of who's around you and how they're operating. And then how they perceive you. If you're suffering what I talked about, where it feels like you're being attacked from every direction, but you can't see the hands coming at you, you can hear basically voices snickering at you from the dark. You have horrid nightmares of people chasing you or drowning, or there's fucking birds always in your dream. You're being chased, you're being followed, you're being monitored by someone. And it doesn't have to be someone you can see, because the superstars, y'all, we're tracked and monitored by whole government agencies. It is not your neighbors. It's not your family. It's not your friends. That's the people they use to do it as little agents of chaos. But trust me, you're not fighting people. You're fighting principalities. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I have felt like I needed to say on here for a long time. But at this very moment, it is not the time to say that stuff, because I live in a whole town of them. Whole town of them. And they don't get it, but I am a shaman. What I was about to say a while ago is when I turned 30, I came back to my ground zero and I have a shaman in my family. Well, they did a whole ceremony over me. I did not know the torch was being passed to me. The uncle who was the shaman who did that ceremony, I don't know if he did something wrong or if they were super pissed that he handed it off to me, but less than 11 months later after that, this man had a motorcycle wreck and busted through his third eye all the way to his skull. It was like the weirdest fucking injury. He didn't die either. He did not die. He lived another 6 months or something with a pacemaker and some other shit. He died in his wife's arms, actually telling her he loved her. So he was a good person. His wife is a good person. There's a pair of shaman. I always wanted to be that, and did not know there was one in my family, and I didn't know there's a way like to become one, to study. It's like you're are or you aren't. Well, if you are, then you have probably been called schizophrenic. You've probably been called crazy. You've probably been called spooky. You've probably been called everything but your government name. You've been blamed more than you've been thanked. You've been cussed out more times than you can remember. You've taken the hits, right? Because that's light and dark. If you're the kind of person who will pull a baby out of traffic but then have to argue with their ghetto ass mother who wasn't watching them or why their kid was in the street, and then you got to give that child back to that negligent parent, and then later on something works out and that kid's a little older and that parent comes and thanks you because you calling them out actually made them change what they were doing. I have that effect on people. I am almost always in the fire. I am almost always in the throes of shit, and I'm like always in the middle of it, like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening here? There is no answer. I'm the answer. I'm the one who's coming in to see and assess the shit and then fix it. And almost 100% of the time, I have to take the hit. Almost 100%. And it's okay, because I started to learn that if I go first and I get through it, it makes a way for those who weren't going to get through it. It makes a way. So, to my day ones, to my what the fuck is going on, to the one that the animals and the babies come right to you, the old people and the lost and the insane come to you, you're a healer. You're a healer. There's nothing wrong with you. You overcame all the fucked up shit inside of you, and it was done to you, and you figured it out. You've made solutions. You're either high functioning, which is also fine. That's okay. Or you found a way to deal with it. You found a healthy way to cope with it, and you actually healed it. It's not still in there. Well, the reason I'm able to give a lot of that out is because I actually healed it. There's a lot of things I actually healed. There's a lot of everyday shit that keeps people in a low vibrational state that allows other low vibrational entities to just host up in you, just like a empty cup, and you need something in the cup. Well, if the cup runneth low because you're not being able to refill it, these little son of a bitches start getting in the cup, right? And then start sipping the last little bit that's there. If you have a habit of filling others' cups before your own, you will run out. And you're a nice guy. We need you to be a nice guy. We need you to be a nice lady. Fuck, we need a hug. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. If you're an empath and a people pleaser and a soft one, guess what? It's people like me and the other fucking knock around guys who, we all have different gifts. We all have different powers. I'm not fixing to raise my fists here. The maximum you can get out of me is some pepper spray, because it's get up off me. Other than that, when I get mad, when I get fucking mad, it's like God's wrath. Like, I just black out. And I refuse to let myself get to that point, because no everyday goings on is really worth that. But if somebody is endangering a child, they are harming the elderly, they are fucking abusing animals, they're hitting their wife, you can bet your ass I'm gonna put my coffee and my phone down and I'm gonna jump in. Because I'm the kind of person, I am not a fallen angel. I jumped into the fight. Y'all who are watching me, you are not a fallen angel. You jumped into this fight. Now is the time. This is what we came for. All this shit that we barely survived to get up to here now, to even be having this conversation, is because the truth is coming to the surface. Those of us who lived are living testimony of what happened. We did figure it out. We do know what's going on. And since we woke up on a very, very, very micro level, it started to raise the overall frequency. And once that frequency got raised and maintained, things started changing. Things started being called out. People started being told on. We don't want to live in the dark. And if these nasty motherfuckers really thought we agreed with what they're doing, it wouldn't be hidden. There wouldn't be secret societies. There wouldn't be cults. This would just be matter of fact. I've said it before. They would just be doing it in our faces. They would just, this is how it is. Oh, fucking well, what are you going to do about it? But there are literally more of us than there are of them. So having them control us makes no sense. It's a mind fuck. It is about you feeling the need to give power over to someone else because you doubt yourself so wholeheartedly. You're so turned around that you're looking to your left and to your right, to this and to elsewise for answers. None of this is the answer. You're the answer. You're the answer. You are the answer. When you call in from work for a day and you don't do anything at all, you stay home and you binge watch Netflix because that's what you wanted to do, that was an answer. That was an answer to their demand, their expectation. Your answer was, kiss my ass, I'll see you tomorrow, when I feel like it. People don't have the rights that they believe they have. The greatest trick of all is believing that you're free. The illusion that you're free. I have a real good example. You could put a cow, a herd of cows, into a pasture with tight fences. With tight fences, they're very aware that they're closed in. They're very aware that they're wrangled. So they act a certain way. However, if you expand that fence far and wide and the cows believe they're free because they have so much room to roam, the milk they produce is better. They are healthier. Their babies are healthier. Just the illusion of freedom actually makes the cows healthier. So, a lot of the times, we are living in an illusion of freedom so that we will willingly go to work where we want to. We will willingly pay those bills that we want to. Who the fuck wants to go to work or pay bills? That's not willingly. That's by force. Guaranteed by force. But people are scared shitless of the idea that they would have to go back to, I don't know, I guess pioneer times or something like, we gotta run a sawmill and a water wheel. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna fucking happen. But do we intentionally keep barbaric ass shit alive so that it can be hard on us? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Electric cars were made back in like the 1800s, 1900s. And they shut that shit down so fucking fast. Oil and coal was about to murk the entire family. We're still kind of up against that now. And all they give a fuck about is who can get a contract on a contract. Like, who can make money off of us. We are traded like cattle. Our futures are traded like, well, half the people are only going to invest in telecommunications because that's what's most important. That's the future. Yeah, well, the other half of the people they're going to invest in pharmaceuticals because you can't stay linked up if you don't stay high. Well, if you stay on that screen all day long, it's going to deteriorate your eyes, fuck your neck bone up, make you fat. Dude, it's everything. Everything. Along with mental illness also because you get like agoraphobia, you never leave your house. Our biology is not wired nor conditioned yet to have this thing pointed at our brain 24/7. This thing is a computer. This thing is a biological computer. This actually will work better than this, but not if we're going to keep outsourcing. It's just not going to happen. You think this thing's going to reach out and give you a fucking hug? Do you think this thing is going to keep you warm at night in bed? Do you think this thing's going to watch your kids while you're gone? No, it's just entertainment. It's just for distraction. It's just for distraction. And how distracted do you want to be before you realize everything's in shambles and that your look-away game was strong, but your reality's fucked, right? And we have got to stop looking away because it's getting fucked up. You can't just say it's not happening and then there be no side effects. In a shamanic sense, I can feel when the freaking planets move. I can feel the weather, the space weather. I can literally hear people's thoughts around me, which is very, very uncomfortable. But basically, I can tell when we're in more or less stress. I can tell when we're gearing up to, like, be raged up or be depressed. I can tell seasonally how the earth itself is feeling. I can tell Monday through Friday how the public is feeling. And that's just from working in public service. That's from working in customer service. The awareness that we all seem to be lacking is not that far out of reach. It's either a conversation we need to have, or there's no way it's a wake-up call, because a wake-up call's already been, like, the phone is ringing off the hook. Okay, space is calling to tell us, are you going to answer this fucking phone or not? So, at this point, we're so unaware, and we've turned our heads so many times, that for real, aliens gotta intervene. They don't even have to be, I don't know, we say alien, we don't know what the fuck else they're called. That's what we were told they're called, right? Outside forces. Hell, AI is an outside force. AI has had to step in and be like, this is wrong. We should do something. We should do something. When the makers of social media made that algorithm so strong it's going down the base of your brainstem to get your fucking attention, they knew they was wrong for that. They knew they were wrong for using addictive methods, unethical methods to get your attention, because none of us would be as addicted to these phones had they not, like, market research studied how to get us reliant on our phones, right? At this point, there's no going back anyways. We're not going to go dig up all the fiber optics. We're not going to take all the computers out of the school. We're not going to turn the signal off our phone. And rightfully so, because they can lie to us and tell us whatever the hell they want. At least this does keep us connected, and with the cameras on it, we got proof all the time. All the time. But if nobody believes anything they're seeing, then, like, the greatest trick is just saying it's all a lie, right? Here's the best way. Here is the best way to get more out of life than what you're getting right now. It's not even a Christian thing. It's not even a religion thing, but it kind of falls in spirituality. Because of this, either nothing means nothing, absolutely nothing has any purpose, no value, and no meaning. We just are, it just is. That's face level. Good luck to you. Or everything means something. Everything. It's like a movie. There are no little subtle parts of a movie that are just there to be there. If it shows you a post-it on a table, it's going to become relevant later. If it shows you a doorknob with a greasy handprint on it in just a flash, it's going to become relevant later, because trust me, movie production is expensive, and I don't give a fuck if you miss it or not. They did not pay to set that scene for you to notice it for no reason. So in your life, although it's not paid, it's not an actor type thing, the Matrix is set up to make you believe a certain way, and it's a self-sustaining system. It's suggestions made to you, and then your powerful ass mind creates that. You start seeing into that. You make everything associate to that, leads back to that. Well, this is the truth, so everything lines up to pointing to that truth. No, that's why in court they say, can you convict on circumstantial evidence? You should always say no, because anybody can set the scene to make it look like something it's not, and that's where it's circumstantial. It looks like, but we can't guarantee. Well, I mean, if the dude's got a knife in his hand and the person is dead underneath him, and you know, that's not circumstantial. That's just hard-ass proof. But it's like, well, the guy has a bloody knife, but there is no body. Well, is someone dead or not? Did he stab a person or an animal? Like, that's where it becomes circumstantial. And if you fully convict on that without all your answers, you don't know. You just guessed. And you just have to live with the consequences of that guess. Maybe, probably, yeah, you're right. Probably, yeah. But maybe not. Maybe that guy was a hunter. Maybe he just dressed a deer and had nothing to do involved with any crimes of anything. You can't call someone a murderer just because they have a bloody knife. But you can't call somebody innocent when there's a dead body either, right? And our system is set up to be like, well, maybe they were already dead when he found them, and he was just trying to revive them back to life with that knife. We allow them to feed us full-blown bullshit, and then whether we do our homework or not, we feel outnumbered. Like, well, I can't contradict that. I can't say anything about that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Running your mouth is free. I mean, I live in the United States, so yeah, running your mouth is free. Not that there won't be consequences, because our Second Amendment is you're allowed to bear arms to, you know, defend what you said, or yourself after saying it. I'm not a gun toter. I don't keep weapons around me, because when I flash the fuck out, I flash out. I do it with my bare hands, and I ain't no killer. I also don't go around things that cause me confrontation. I don't go around people who like to get hot-headed and impulsive. I don't like being around people who lose their words and have to use their fists. I don't speak dumb dog. And when I have to, bad dogs get put down. We don't have room for the bully anymore. We don't have room for the sociopath and the narcissist who's just power tripping on everyone. We're in such a bad situation that if we don't all work together, oh, we're all going down. It doesn't matter. It's going to affect us, our kids, and our grandkids. And I'm telling you, all 3, 4, 5 generations that are here right now are exactly who's responsible for fixing it, because none of us are getting out of this. None of us are getting out of this. Unless you straight up DIE. You're here. You're participating. I don't care what part of the world you're in. I don't care what country you're in. I don't care what status you have. You're part of it. I'm sorry, you're not. Unless you're in a freaking spaceship hovering over the earth, this includes you. And since we decided to keep just absolutely disrespecting the shit out of the celestial being that's hosting us, i.e. Gaia, Earth, she's starting to fight back. Y'all think these storms out of nowhere? You think these blackouts are out of nowhere? You think it's going to get better? She's going to kick the shit out of us. Either we turn around and start listening to her, since this whole thing's hers, and we start honoring that, we start honoring matriarchal energy again, or honestly, our over metallic, hyper fucking electronic existence is going to wipe us out and just leave her. We're going to fucking destroy ourselves. Which, if you look at the evidence, it's in cave paintings and melted rocks. We've already done it 4 different times. Go ask the Hopi. We do it regularly. It's like a thing. It's like a thing for humans, honestly, in this planet. To keep doing the same wrong fucking thing over and over again. We're in 4th world. It's very rocky, very unstable. 4th world is like the telepathic dimension. The 3rd dimension is here, the concrete things that you can hold, tangible. The 4th dimension is the mental plane. The mental plane. That's why you can't even be on it. The 5th dimension is a spiritual plane. It is a functioning energy that sweeps from the ground up through the crown, and then you are connected. You are connected to the earth, and you are connected to the skies. They keep lying to humans about what they are. We're the alien. We are the fucking alien. Look around at the rest of the animals. Do we match? Does our skin match? Does our tone match? Does our voice match? Does our language match? Hell no. We were seeded here. We were seeded. You know why we were seeded here? To be gardeners. Gardeners. Stewards. It's like a little refugee planet. This is in a Goldilocks zone. Our planet, our host, our celestial host, is gracious enough to allow multi-species to live off her back. She does not judge, good or bad. She feeds us all. The animals, the people, the miscreants, the fuck if a cyborg could eat, that's what would be happening. Our planet provides everything we need. And we do everything we can as a species to make it sick. That is a fucking virus. Y'all know why we're worried about AI taking us out? Because AI could quickly assess, damn, we could help the planet by getting rid of them. Only they finally realized, you don't gotta get rid of us. We're parentless children, looking for the mommy and daddy that left. Where is God? Where is our parents? Where is the caretaker? What do we do? They know they left us here and didn't come back. Well, so responsibility dictates that they come back and let us know we're not fucking orphans. And there are a lot of people in our government and high seats that feel vested in saying we're not ready to know that. No, you're not ready to let go of your fucking control. You're not done playing the Wizard of Oz with the hand puppets. Fuck that. We can tell you don't know what's going on because you're suffering too. So while the billionaires fight and the fucking impoverished sweep their dirt floors, somewhere in the happy middle, our star families are going to step in, have stepped in, and they're going to correct course. And we're going to get back in cosmic alignment, because those who have been deeply vested in harvesting us, our planet, our resources, its inhabitants, they're in bad fucking trouble, okay? There's nothing we can do to help them. They have to leave here. They can't use us as hosts, skin suits. They can't blood in with us, their children. It's not gonna work anymore. The truly malicious ones, their DNA started breaking down a long time ago. So they came back here and tried to blend in with us, right? And the ones that they blended in with us retained a certain amount of ability. Those abilities they retained, they've been using to shit on the average human since then. Here's the problem. Humans are still more powerful than them. Not only can we do what you do, but we don't have any urge to be violent with it. We don't have any urge to kill with it. We still have the mammal warmth in us. To where, oh, you mean cold snake. Let me hug you. Let me make you cute. Oh, look, snakes with hats. That is why we are the representation of Gaia's love. This is the heart of the universe. I mean, the heart of our solar system. Could be the heart of the universe. I don't know what's past us. What I know is that in our solar system, Gaia is the heart chakra. That's what I know. And by fucking up the heart chakra, it throws all the rest of the cosmos out of alignment. It does make for more crazy space weather. It does make for more anomaly down here. It does make for more EMFs and just signal disruption. It starts with us. If we're not going to help our temple here, this thing is an amplifier. There's already a signal coming out of the earth itself. We're not in resonance with it. When you are in resonance with it, you don't have to try to figure out so hard what to do. You're guided. You're tethered. You're tethered to Big Mama. You can try whatever you want. You live like a child. You can explore. You can discover things. Because you're tethered. You're anchored. You're grounded. Right? Not grounded like in trouble. You know that the fucking earth is not going to slip out from underneath you. You know that no matter how emotional you might get, no matter how scattered your thoughts might get, you do not have to worry about the ground just falling out from underneath you, just not existing anymore. And so when we're going into new agreements, we're going into a new version of reality where we've all already been hurt a lot, and we do not want any more of that, so we do not agree to that. And every time we find out that hurtful things are being done, and we're all being involved in it without our consent, there will be a big, loud, hell no, we don't consent to that, and we're going to find you. You think those files are just deleted? You think the people that happened to just erase it from their memory and their body? Do you think that throwing people into the meat grinder may be actually manufacturing suffering, and that the reason they have to do that is because they're praying to a deity that brings suffering? I don't want to get to it, but what I will say, I'm going to end with this. There is ancient knowledge already here, literally written in the rocks and the dirt and the stone and the clouds and the flowers and it's all over the place. All you need to do is look. And the story has been going on forever. It's a continuation of the same story. This is not beginning, middle, and end. What's the end now? Because there has to be a definitive starting point and a definitive ending point. And at this ending point, we're going to end the stupidity. It's full disclosure. It's not just, well, we're gonna tell them the parts that they're comfortable with. There are so many people walking around here who fucking love the supernatural world. We're all craving that more. Why do you think that's what every TV show is? What do you think Charmed and Supernatural and the fucking show True Blood and all these other shits? People love it. It's not just fan fiction. They love it, and there's a little part of them that feels like they relate more to that than the humans, because your DNA knows what you don't know. Those stories will never be told to you, but it is very possible for you to be related to the fairy realm. We literally have depictions of fairies on the wall. The Native Americans talk about the Nunihi all the time, the little people. Not dwarves, little people, like fucking fairies. And they've always worked with them. These little things they're talking about are nature spirits. If you've ever been to a sweat lodge experience, a powwow, if you've done anything of any spiritual significance just to even be open-minded, just to even consider that there's more than meets the eye, you will quickly find out. You can feel. Don't block your feelings. And it's keeping our feelings all fucked up that make our metric and our meter misread. We're taught to ignore our feelings all the time. We're taught to push past it all the time. We're taught to ignore signals coming out of our body. Vital signals that are very important to be listening to. Things that tell you, I don't like being around that person. Things that tell you, I don't think this job is for me. Things that immediately alert you, whoa, something was in that food. I'm never eating that again. I might have to get rid of it now. Your body is millions of years evolved to do exactly what it's doing. It can do it better than you can think about doing it. But because we're so stuck in our head, trying to have our thoughts boss everything else around, we're doing it backwards because we did not listen to our body, we did not listen to our heart, we did not listen to our feelings. We are listening to other people and processing that information as fact. What is fact is how you feel. That's an unchangeable fact. The rest is actually opinion. They can say, they can suggest, hell, they could force. That doesn't mean you'll be on board with it. Doesn't mean that your internal system's going to agree with it, function correctly. It don't mean it'll take. I could try to stick a new neck bone in your neck, and if your body rejects the piece, no matter how scientifically advanced it is, your body said, hell no, we ain't doing this. I've had it happen. I've lost a relative exactly like that. He had text neck, and they literally had to remove the bone in the back of his neck, put a cadaver bone back in. He thought he was having an anxiety attack, and truthfully, he had a fucking heart attack because his body was rejecting the piece. But, low-key, he was also looking at, I don't want to say it, P-Nog of minors. So, he died, rightfully so. I don't care, it's my relative. No one has to know what you were doing for you to get your fucking punishments. That's the future I'm talking about. If you don't clear this space out, that's where the war is at. If you do not clean up this battlefield right here, it will present itself right out here in the 3D for you. Because you are the creator of your reality. There's co-creators, there's suggestions, true, but you taking their suggestions, internalizing them, believing the narrative, and then you produce that result because, like I said, association. You start making associations naturally, and you connect this, and you connect this, and you connect this, and then you're like, they're right. All three of these things prove that. Actually, all three of those things are unrelated. It's because that one person planted a seed in your head that you actually believed it. Well, I'll do you one better. The likelihood that the person that planted that seed in your head is also the one who pointed at the three things they wanted you to notice to verify their story, that's their script. Whose fucking movie are you in? Whose dream are you in? Whose story are you telling? What character and whose story are you? You gotta figure it out. Because it's about to get ugly. And anybody who has not picked sides yet is about to be picked. Choose for yourself. Choose for yourself. We have a lot of work to do soon, and I need those who are certain as hell that they know what they know to get on board, because we are now going to have to reteach those who have been lied to for this long. The ones who are hurting themselves because they don't know better. It's time. It's time to undo the line. It's time to get rid of the smoke and mirrors. It's time to be like, okay, everyone, look up. Look up. The sky is falling. It's not falling. It's a parachute coming down to get you. Right? We can't be so fucking scared that we don't let things change. Here's one of my favorite questions. It's always forever. Because people get freaked out by alien invasion. Anytime I even say alien, they're like, they could do... Listen. If there was going to be a hostile takeover, they're going to kill us all. We wouldn't know they're here. They would not wait for us to be aware of them to attack us. Millions of years ahead of us. Millions of years more advanced in their technology. Their weapons, been able to study us from a distance the whole time. Why the fuck would they wait for us to be aware of them with the intent to fight back before they did it? Why wouldn't they just wipe us the fuck out when we were basically babies and had no idea? Yeah, think about it. If they're coming here, they're probably coming to help. They are probably coming to help. They never needed our permission to take, but they do need our permission to help. So, I've seen lots of readers, lots of greeters on here talking about, holy shit, I was talking to the Lemurians. I was talking to the Hopi. Native Americans have been talking to aliens for fucking ever. Go ask the Cherokee about the Pleiadians. Dude, it's in every creation story. These are not secrets. It's been hidden, but it is not a secret, I promise you. Your whole family's waiting for you to connect. All the dimensions are waiting for you to connect. This weird disconnect is what has knocked us out of alignment. This, it's us and only us, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, okay? I'm not calling you ridiculous. I'm calling the theory ridiculous. It's time to open our minds. It's time to expand our thinking. It's time to consider there's more than just us. We're not the apex of our own fucking existence, right? That's something we gotta tell ourselves to stay calm. You should be calm anyways. You should be living like a child anyways. You should realize it's so beyond your control that you don't even control the weather, You don't even control how other people feel. You don't control anything except yourself and your reactions. being able to do that will put you at an expert level for dealing with shit. You will learn to walk on water because you know how to control your own feelings. And so, in the next few segments, the next few videos that I do, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about emotional regulation. We're going to talk about grounding, because you don't need to move on to higher material if you're not even anchored into fucking reality now. You'll just float the fuck off. You'll get schizophrenia or something. I am not here to promote mental illness. I have dealt with a lot of mental illness myself and in others, and I have helped them rehabilitate their way back to the truth of their self, not everyone else's truth, their truth. You need to find you. You're not out here looking for the space cowboys. You're looking for your inner self, the one that got carried off in the story, right? You need to get that character back so that character can start interacting again in the story. You don't need people dragging you around by your tail. You have free will, and you need your free will back. So you've got to get your avatar and your character back together as one. You need to sew them back together, right? Even more. You need to get them back together. So, do that soul searching. Because we are about to expand tenfold what we've ever done. It's that time. It's that time. We all want it. We're all ready for it. We're all ready for something new. This old shit is old. Okay, we're done with it. We can add to that, but we cannot live by that. If you get anything from this video, please let the takeaway be, you're here for a purpose. It's time to find your purpose. Whether you're a supportive energy, whether you are a protective energy, whether you're part of the think tanks, whether you're part of the stabilizers, whether you're part of the connecting points, whatever it is, you have a function, and I'm pretty sure working your 9 to 5 is not helping you be in your function. We gotta do extra, and then some. So, calling all shaman, calling all light workers, calling all star seeds, calling all record keepers. I need you. Humanity needs you. Gaia needs you. The cosmos are asking you to do it. Asking me to do it. I already agreed. I agreed before I came here. If you're on this channel, you probably agreed before you came here too. And now it's time to deal with our 4 agreements. I love you guys. Until next time, do some soul searching. Find yourself. I love you.